everyone! How are ya? This one is really influenced by my years as a specialist teacher. I'm thinking about rewiring the education system and thinking about how fidgets fit into that picture. But in general, we're up, we're moving, we're touching things, we're showing things.
What I'm hearing here is that actually it could be those low-level behaviours that we didn't quite notice.
It's like knowing when to sort of reevaluate it or push through.
What's something we can do together? So it's us before it's you.
Another one, intrinsic motivation. So I have been desperate to talk about this one because for us, like in schools, extrinsic motivation is something that is literally part of our school culture. It's part of our classroom culture. It's the thing that people go to first to get any sort of like control over their class. I was going to give you the opportunity to talk about loads of drives, but let's just talk about.
Let me talk about it.
But I just love this section in the book because it just seems so doable, you know. So okay, can you summarize three drives which you think are the easiest to use straight away?
Yeah, so the 3 drives is from Daniel Pink, one of my favorite books, called Drive. Whoa, oh my gosh. And the 3 drives are really helpful for children, but also for adults. And I have done this with my sister who is here, and also Jimmy and other people, and it has impacted how they feel about their job. So let's play the 3 drives. So the first one is purpose. So do you have a destination you're heading to that really holds meaning? Why are we just doing it for the sake of it? The next one is mastery. Do you feel like you're getting better at something as you're doing it? Do you see that? And that's, again, why Pathways is so great. And the last one is autonomy. Do you have a say? Do you have a choice? And I think, personally, I have found this one the easiest to implement straight away in the next lesson. And one of the ways that I share in the book is micro choices, which is really just the teeniest tiny choice we can give our children within the lesson. Because often we're like, this is what you're doing and you're doing it right now. And they're like, woo! So we're like, how can we give them any kind of choice? Can they choose how they sit, who they do it with, what they do, what they use to do it? So let's say, and I would do this in every lesson. Let's say it's a diary entry. Maybe it's a diary entry, or do you know what? You could do the diary entry, but let's make it a bit more visual. Let's do it as like a comic strip. Or if you prefer, I'm going to do a bit of a shared write on the carpet if you want to do that with me. But there are those people who are like, no, I'm cool. Like, I know exactly what I'm going to write. So then you've got those 3 choices. And then you're thinking, okay, do you want to start on your whiteboard, or do you want to do like a diary entry as a booklet? Let's get some origami in there. In maths, it might be, do you want to use manipulatives? Do you want to use word banks? Do you want to use the sound button? Even one thing that I did in my 10th year of teaching is I had like quiet tables, because I was thinking about carriages on a train, you know, your silent carriage. And I would just have children, you know, the seating plans, it's a situation. Well, that's for another day. But I would have a child who wants to sound out, which I'm like, love that for you. But another child who wants to work completely silently. No one is right or wrong here. So actually, what if we had, this is the sound out table, where also you can chat with each other. And this section, this is a silent table. And this is where we're not speaking, where you're just getting in the zone. So something as simple as that makes a massive difference. So I think that autonomy makes it instantly collaborative, because children go, okay, yeah, how am I going to approach this? And they feel invested in that lesson. I mean, what do you think? Have you had one of the drives been helpful for you guys?
Just one.
Just the one. The others don't matter.
I think for me, my personal favourite is in early years, and actually across the key stages, is choosing how they sit. I just think that I found, since having that a option for the children, they just look so much more at ease at carpet time. It's just like when you're like, it's carpet time, you don't see them go, because actually it's like, okay, I'm still going to be comfortable. So that is one of my favourites if I had to pick one.
I love like the choices with works. We did a really like powerful project where children were writing about a monster, but it wasn't any monster. They created their monster in an art lesson, and we explained that we were going to share that with parents in a work show as well. So it like was really motivating because they had complete ownership over that project, and it was some of the best pieces of writing.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can have something that you're going towards, and that's what I found really helpful as a specialist teacher, I'd be like, and this is going to be something you're going to do in assembly, or this is something we're going to have in the office that parents have as handout. It's not like, okay, guys, I'm here for 45 minutes and it means nothing. It's like, no, this is really important. It's a project. It's leading to something, and it brings that meaning together.
I think it's just about, like you said, I think if we give them the motivation, we give them the autonomy and those little choices, it can just create comfort and then lead to concentration. Like just for how do we sit, it creates comfort, then leads to concentration, and I have them, and I just love that. So I do.
I'm a fan.
I'm a big fan.
I feel like for this next part, this is going to be really relevant, but a few times you've done it where you've referred back to, but how would we feel? The train carriages, the staff meeting. And I think keeping that in mind for the next bit is going to be important, but how would it feel if it was us? So with that in mind, if someone wanted an instant engagement boost shortcut, what would it be?
Yes. Okay, so I found out this word after I wrote the book, which was a crying shame. I had referenced the concept in it. So it's called acetylcholine. You want to say it? Acetylcholine. Now you say it. No, seriously, it's really hard to say, but once you've got it, it's so important. So this is actually a neurotransmitter, and I read this in How to Build a Healthy Brain by Kimberly Wilson, who we've seen speak before. And it basically, it increases focus. So we know all the other ones like dopamine, oxytocin, etc. Acetylcholine is like, hey, what about me, friends? So it increases focus, and it's linked to neuroplasticity, and it's actually triggered by novelty and curiosity. And the reason why this is such a quick win is because within here I have a chapter and a section called your store cupboard. It's the brown one. And within that, I remember my partner teacher and I would be like, it's a dry lesson. It's happened. We have approached a dry lesson. So we would go into the cupboard and we would say, okay, how can we, add a little bit of curiosity? I love it. It's an envelope, people. Put them in an envelope. Canvas bags. Instead of just doing column addition, what if we give them labels? and they do the working out on the labels and then the answer. Oh my gosh, the instant impact it has on engagement. And I've been asked a few times about this book, about, okay, how much does it relate to secondary? I use these strategies in teacher training all the time. I'm like, guys, you've got some canvas bags. And everyone's like, what? Something inside of them. But it's that instant curiosity, novelty, and that boosts focus, get the meerkat effect, and it actually supports that neuroplasticity, so you remember it as well, and it supports that learning.
In this day and age as well, like...
Oh, yeah.
You know what
Look,
I'm
doing
say?
something. I'm doing something over here.
In this day and age, that whole kind of getting that on your feed, on social media, etc., like that's what you mentioned. Secondary school pupils, it might be that something that they're mostly exposed to, that kind of instant
Absolutely.
gratification. Is that the word?
Yes, it is, my friend.
Novelty.
Yeah. There's one more as well, just because, it's happened. The girls make fun of me of this because they'll say something. I'm like, I've thought of something to say. And they're like, no. But I have. It's happened. It's tar, stone, R.
Yeah.
Yeah? What do we think? Yeah?
We love it.
You got a thumbs up. Got a
That
thumbs up.
one is such an instant win. And when I'm working with schools, I'm always like, why don't we start with task, don't ask for staff meeting? Because I know everyone is always like, this makes so much sense. And they get that instant engagement when they do it. And for anyone who doesn't know, task, don't ask, instead of asking a question, you give everybody a task. So you get that 100% participation. So that instant engagement. Love it. In summary.
Beautiful.
Exhale.
I just
So
wanted
good.
to I just think that when you made this book, when I knew this book was coming out, I was like, okay, all my ECTs gather round. It's time to learn something amazing. And actually, like, we've got quite a few in our class and schools now, and it's just been a game changer. They've come back and said, like, Sophie, like, there's so many times where I thought I was going to lose a class, and then I've added this like engagement strategy. I've added a task don't ask, or they've come in from break and literally a game changer. We've had some classes that just tend to disengage quite quickly, and you'll just be like, yeah, I'm out. But actually, like, we decided this year that we were going to try and engage them in different ways, and I was like, I've got a book you can read. Since then, it's got visuals as well. It's been so good. I mean, we could talk about all of my favourites forever, but I just wanted to just say thank you for like sharing it with everyone. And instead of us like going, oh no, here's a book you can read, let's flip to page 17, I'll show you. But yeah, can we just give gently that?